Okay, welcome back. Welcome to this short course on HTML and website design. Before we start looking at website design, you might be interested in using PyScripter for your HTML scripts, and there is a link. I'll put a link in the description for that on a previous video that shows you how to install it. If not, we can run this in Notepad as well, fit in the exercises. But before we get started with actually the practical, one of the things really we need to make sure that we're clear with is what the World Wide Web is. And the World Wide Web is a collection of websites that you can access using the internet. The internet and the World Wide Web are different. We use the internet to access these web pages. And these web pages can be navigated via hyperlinks. These are where we click and it takes us to another location. Pages can store different types of information: images, text, video. There's a wide range of information that we can hold on them. Websites are generally stored on servers in many different locations around the world. Okay, and what we're going to be focusing on in this set of videos is HTML, which is the language of the web pages. The best way of really describing it is it describes the content of those pages. What you might want to do now is you might want to just pause the video, make sure that you know where Notepad is on your machine, or if you want, you could install PyScripter, and we can use PyScripter for the practical examples. Okay, hopefully by now you've found out what Notepad or the text editor is on your machine, or you've installed PyScripter. And what I'm going to do is I've got them side by side on the screen at the moment, so you can see the difference between the two. In Notepad is just our standard text editor, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open up a file that we've already got saved. What you will notice with Notepad when you open it, it's defaulted to text documents, so it's looking for text files, not HTML files. So what we need to do is we need to change that to all files, and you can see that an HTML file appears. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to open that file up, and on the other side I'm going to do exactly the same with PyScripter. Okay, so you can see the difference between the two. Okay, in there. Okay, they've both got exactly the same file open. What you notice is on the Notepad file there's no formatting at all on any of it. It still works. It'll still work exactly the same as the one on the right. It's just the one on the right is an integrated development environment. And what this allows us to do, it kind of color codes the tags. It also helps us with the bit of when we come to type in tags, and we'll talk about tags in a minute. You can see that it actually puts both sides of the tag in. It won't do that in Notepad. Notepad will do exactly what you type in. So if you only put one in, you'll only put one in. Okay. So that's how we're going to look at the files. We can see that as we make a change as well, it puts a little star next to it at the top. Okay, and it'll do the same here. So if we've got a file, this one actually, what this will do is it saves the file as we're going along. But this one we've got to remember to save it. So there are two IDEs. This is our IDE and our Notepad that we're going to use for our two files. Okay, then we've hopefully now we've both got we've got our Notepad or our text editor up, and we've installed PyScripter if we want to use that. What we're going to do now is we're just going to look at kind of how HTML works within a page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up the BBC website, and if you hold the control button down and you hit U, what you'll get is it actually brings up the source code, the HTML file for that page. You can see that there's an awful lot on this page. We're going to start very simple, but the structure is very similar. And we can find there's a lot of script on this page because there's a lot of interactive stuff, but it's all the HTML can be viewed that actually creates that page there. Okay, so that's just by holding the control and the U button. What we're going to do first of all is we're going to talk about these tags. We've got these tags here that are instructions to the browser and tell them what they actually do. It's probably slightly confusing looking at one that's got lots of text on, so we're going to take it back to one that's got nothing on. So what I'm going to do on here, I'm going to go File, New. I'm going to do New File, and I'm going to choose internet and HTML document. And what it'll do is it'll create me a new HTML document. I'm actually going to take this bit out because we don't need the metadata at the moment. What we've got here, the bit we're really interested in, is the bit here. And what I'm going to do is over here, I'm going to create a new one. Okay, use that, and I'm going to copy this. I'm just going to paste it in here for now so we can see what it looks like on both of them. Okay, so what we've got here is we've got these tags, and these tags we have each one has an opening and a closing tag, so they come in pairs. So you can see there that we've got HTML, and at the end we've got a closing HTML, and we've got a closing HTML. Okay, and that tells the browser that it's got an HTML document. This is where it starts and this is where it ends. Then we've got some key parts that we need to be aware of. You can see here it's the indentation really just helps us kind of visually to see where it is. It's not actually going to affect it at all. It'll read it even if it's not indented. Just makes it a little bit easier, to be honest. What we've got here then, we've got within the HTML section, we've got two things that we're interested in at the moment. We're interested in this head bit up here, this header tag, and we've got the body tag. What we need to first be aware of is anything that is in the body tag is what's going to appear on the page. Okay, okay, let's put a bit of text in and we'll see what I actually mean. Okay, so if I'm just going to type in here, actually what we'll do is we'll put something on the title first of all. This bit won't appear on the page, but what we're going to do is my page about type the UK. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to save this into a file. I'm just going to call it UK page. Okay. And what I can do is that if I want to open that page now, so if I go there and I find that UK HTML file, and I'm just going to open it with Google Chrome. Okay, you'll see there's nothing on it, but at the top here it says my page about the UK. Okay, and that is because at the top of it I put title my page about the UK. If I want something to appear in the body, okay, I'm just going to put it in here. I need to type it in this bit, and I'm going to say welcome to my page about the UK. Okay. I'm just going to hit save, and if we go back, what we can do, and what will actually probably be easier for you if we have it up running at the same time, is I'm just going to open that again in Chrome. Okay, and I'm going to drag it over here, I'll put that over there. Right. So what you can do now is I've actually got, I'm just going to use the PyScripter one at the moment. Whatever appears here, I can just refresh it in this page here. Okay, right, so all we've got at the moment is we've got a little bit of information on it. I want to make this bigger and bolder than that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stick an H1 tag. Okay, and I'm going to take that, and I'm just going to cut that out. I'm going to paste it in there. Okay, hit my save and just refresh that page. Oh, you can see I've got one extra one. Take that out. Save it again. Refresh the page. Okay, so there I've got my welcome to the page. What I'm going to do now is underneath that I'm going to put in an H2 tag. Okay. Okay. And it's telling me that I've got to close that, so I can click on that. And what I'm going to put on there, I'm going to type landmarks. Okay. I'm going to hit save again. I'm going to refresh that. And you can see there that it's put it on the page. It's not as big as the other one because I put it in a H2. If I wanted to make it slightly smaller, I could change that to an H3. Okay, and you can see if I refresh on there, it's made it slightly smaller. Okay. Let's change that back to H2. Refresh it again, and you can see there. What I can do, I could actually make it so if I wanted the text to go in the middle. Okay, what I'm going to do on here I'm going to type in the word style, and I'm going to put equals text dash align. I'm going to type center. Okay. And I'm just going to hit save. Okay, and you can see now that it's put that in the center of the page. Okay, just by me telling it that I want to text align center. Don't worry about spelling, it uses the American spelling. Okay, what we've done now is we've got a page where within our structure, we can see on our head up the top here, we've got my page about the UK, and then in the body, which is the information we want to show on the page, we've got an H1 tag, welcome to my page about the UK, and a landmark. Okay, what we could do now, we could just put an image on that page. So we're going to put another tag again. I'm going to put IMG, so it's got the image tag already there. On double click on that. Okay, so within this tag, I need to find an image. So what I've done, I've already actually got one saved, which I've called UK JPEG, and I'll just show you where that is, where that's saved. That's saved in a file here. Okay, UK, it's a JPEG file. Okay, I'm actually going to put just a bit of size on it as well. Oh, it's a bit of width, might help. Okay, actually let's try it first without. Okay, let's just see what happens. And we're gonna save that, and we're gonna refresh that, and you can see that it's put my image within the page. What we can do is we can mess about with the width and the height of that by putting some other ones on. But at the moment, we've got the title of the page, which is here, which I've centered, and I've made it H1. We've got landmarks, okay, and we've got an image. Kind of makes sense now that let's just make this a good map of the UK. Right, we'll just hit save on that and refresh it. Okay, right. Okay, that's probably going to be enough for this first tutorial. And then what we'll do is we'll kind of expand the page a bit more. So just to kind of recap what we've covered so far, we've covered what HTML is, the fact that it's made up of these tags. We have opening tags, and we have a closing tag, which has got the backslash. They're coming in pairs. Okay, we've got the header tags up the top here that we don't look on the page, we can't actually see them. We've got the body tag, that everything that's within the page. Okay, the title bit up here is the bit that's going to appear at the top of the browser window. Okay. Again, if you want to get notification of the next videos, if you hit the subscribe button as soon as they go up, you'll get a copy of the next video.